to you.
It worked.
I can also blur my background or slightly blur my background. That's nice, dude.
Full screen. Bruh, that background's sick as fuck, dude.
Wait till I find me a damn beach, brother.
You're immediately fucking city boy B-train, dog.
Japanese garden boy.
Oh,
Look, I'm a Japanese garden boy.
Fucking amped up about mango carts.
Huh?
They make a fucking variety pack that comes.
What? Street cart.
Yeah, you got street cart, guava cart, mango cart, and spicy mango cart, bro.
Do you like the spicy mango cart?
It's the only one in the 12 pack that's actually disappointing. The rest tastes great. The spicy one tastes like a flat mango cart that they put Tabasco sauce in. It's kind of
no.
Yeah, it's not.
That's easy to mess that one up. All right, I think that the office behind me is going to work great.
I love that for you.
Now it looks like we're doing a smart podcast.
Fucking setting that you'd be in anyways, you fucking nerd, dude.
Look at all these books, dude. I read that one. I read that one. I read that one.
When you say you read a book, say you read a chapter and you basically live your life based off that chapter. And
okay, that is how I read books, to be honest with you. But this year is different, dude. This year I'm going to finish the book that I've been reading for the last 2 years.
Fair enough. I don't know why you were just cutting out my earphones.
I know, dude. You cut out earlier, too. I thought we had fast internet.
I think we do. Do we not?
I think we do. I made you full screen and I'm ready to record a podcast. What say you?
Yeah, dude, I'm in. And I also think that it might just be shitty to us while we're recording it, but I think it's crystal clear on my side what it's recording and same on yours. So I don't think the lag is going to be in the recording.
I think you're right. But sometimes not being able to hear you pisses me off if you fucking get choppy. Dude, it looks cold out that window you got behind you.
The good news is it doesn't take much to piss you off. So get over it.
Yeah, I'm pretty short fused.
Fucking freezing. Josue doesn't even have any fucking overalls or anything.
Oh, he's been cold. Dude, you got to layer up like 8 layers in that weather.
Oh, bruh. Truck 15 worked on that motherfucking piece of shit for a week, bruh. Got it all ready. It's in the shop as your dad's riding out here with Mason. And this motherfucker shits the bed as Tyler starts it pulled out of the shop. 3 days of troubleshooting. Caitlin sent the wrong parts. And I called her and she says, oh, it says right here that, there's a supply tee. I sent you 2 return tees. I fucking squeeze the life out of you right now, lady. Are you fucking kidding me?
Damn. So did that put it back a day?
Well, it did. Your dad ended up having to take 16 home.
I didn't know that, dude.
Peach
gummy rings are the best, but I didn't know he took 16 home. No, new 16, huh?
Yeah, new 16. Yeah, we didn't get 16 or 19 repaired after Anthony's shenanigans.
Okay.
You getting boozed up, Papa?
Yeah, and listen, I'm not trying to do too high energy pod this time around. I'd like to eat some peach rings, hang out with my dog, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think the energy is just going to be what it's going to be, dude. We're back. This is our life, and we've taken 3 to 4 weeks off this. The vacation was nice, but brother, does it ever feel good to be back?
What do you have to say about my background?
I fucking love it, dude. That's one of my favorite pictures, and I think that's the only good thing Anthony ever did the entire time he worked at Synergy. Was
it's me and Yancey next to each other on the bed. That's my background. I don't know how to make it big.
Beautiful.
That's beautiful.
But anyway, pretty neat, huh?
I love it.
Cheers, mate.
Okay.
All right, well, we got rid of her, dude. What's going on?
Yeah, shit. Well, at least now everyone knows where those super faggy pink earphones came from. If you wouldn't have put her on, it would have been like, no, they're my girlfriends. No one's there. There's pink earphones. What a bitch. Dude.
I know, but shout out to her for having these pink headphones ready for me.
It is wicked, dude. I'll tell you, greater than TikTok, greater than Facebook, greater than Snapchat. Something took a hold of me. It's got my whole Red Dead Redemption. I can't stop this shit, dude. I'm up till 3 in the morning every fucking night on story mode. Like I am fucking on.
Really?
Tonight it was like when you're like, can we do a pod? And I'm like, I gotta play Red Dead.
Damn, that's so cool. I love that you get to experience it because sometimes I feel alone because I go, these guys don't know how strong I am. That I set the video game controller down at midnight and I don't have a job. I don't have like shit that wakes me up in the morning. I have to be up to go do that. My kids need a diaper change. Nothing, dude. I have nothing. I could play video games until the sun came up and then sleep until 3 in the afternoon, but I don't do it. And nobody gives me credit for that, dude.
That is fair, dude. If I didn't have a job or kids, I'd probably quit my job so that I could just do Red Dead full time.
Well, that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to do 6 hours of Red Dead a day. But then people call and they say, hey, how's the beach life? And I say, oh, you know,
I've just been being
motherfucker. Just robbed another train.
Dude, this is the way to record podcasts. This is the shit.
I think we finally made it. Yo, so I called my stepdad, Tom. By the way, story within a story. Yesterday, I was thinking, I thought of him. Yeah, I did that thing where I thought of him twice. And I said, fuck it, I'm calling that guy. So I called him, and we ended up chatting for 25 minutes. And so that was like a treat. And he told me that he's applied for a job because he's retired. He lives in Florida now, you know, and he's chilling. And he applied for a job being what's called a bridge tender, which is the fucking dude that presses the button and opens the drawbridge up.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so he says it's like, yeah, dude. He says it's 3 days a month, probably, I think, like $15 an hour. And I think you can take your fishing pole with you, fish from the bridge, and then make sure nobody's walking on it when the ship comes by and press the button. Dude, if somebody was walking on it, though, huh?
Bro, how cool would life be if you could live like that? Just if,
you
didn't have to worry about. Well, you can if you work your ass off and save a bunch of money, and then you're able to do it.
Yeah, at 65. Yeah.
I want to do it right now, and I don't want to take my fishing pole to work. I want to take my fucking Xbox because fucking is out of control right now. Someone's got to win the West, brother.
We got to get that story mode beat, both you and I. I'm on chapter 6. I'm past Guarma. Because
I am just by tonight, I will be most of the way through 7.
I think you might have me.
6, I have not stopped. I was like, this motherfucker can't happen, bro.
Yeah, you might actually surpass me. That sucks. Then I might have to play a story mode again.
What's the last big mission you did?
Oh, let me think. I smoke a lot of weed, dude. But the last, I can't remember.
Did you rob the army?
Yes, we went and got John Marston out of prison. That was the last big mission I did. Did you fly a hot air balloon?
Yeah, way past that. That was 2-3 days ago.
Okay, hot air balloon was like last time I played story mode.
Yeah, I'm probably and when I say 2 or 3 days, it's not the same as yours. That's just like after work, the couple hours I get to play. But yeah, I'm a little bit past you.
I treat my days like a work day, but I only work half days. So I try and wake up in the morning early enough. I get a good breakfast in me, and then I go, I got to do something. And then I do something. And then noon rolls around, 1 o'clock rolls around. I go, oh boy, that was a hell of a day, huh? And then I'll settle in and play video games.
Nice, dude. I fucking love that.
Thanks. But anyway, I have notes.
Sick, dude. I got a couple things I remembered. One thing that we got to talk about is
Tyler's
your dad being here for a day.
Oh, okay.
How Tyler manages in comparison to. So I'm just gonna paint the whole scene, right? So. Your dad shows up and we all hang out in the shop, but I'm driving the Dodge. So I have 2 beers and then I say, all right, guys, going home to shower. And instead of coming back, I got on Red Dead because I can't put the shit down. As soon as I go in my room, I'm turning it on. And like, I literally today, my TV's set up so I can see it from the shitter. So when I have to take a shit, I'll sit on the shitter and fucking play Red Dead from my bathroom, dude. It's really
I did that with movies. I never did that with video games. Yeah, that's crazy.
All time. But so I don't come back. So they play pickleball. I need Tyler to drop me off batteries, and he does that around 11. So they played pickleball from 5 till 11. Then they stayed up till 4 o'clock getting drunk.
I heard about that.
And so the next day, your dad was hungover, and we get 15 won't go. So we get 16 pre-tripped all together, hooked to the trailer. And Tyler had asked me, hey, did you make sure the fenders aren't going to hit the trailer? I looked at it. I'm not a trucker. I haven't.
He didn't know what he was talking about exactly.
Yeah, I looked and I didn't think they were going to hit the trailer. I didn't turn the truck or nothing. But anyways, I should have been more thorough about it. The first thing your dad does when he gets in the truck is rips both the mud flaps and has to slide it. But and I see him stop out there and then he's on his phone and waving his hand. I'm like, oh shit, he's yelling at something. So Tyler calls and he goes, I thought I asked you to check the mud flaps. I said I did. And he goes, well, he just fucking ripped them off. So if you want to go out there and get those off, that'd be great. And I said, awesome. And he said, just FYI, he's fucking pissed. So.
Cool. So you walk out there.
Yeah, I go out there, and he wasn't much of a cunt to me. He was upset. No. He wasn't like a direct cunt, but I also make it easy to not be a cunt to me. Like, I didn't go out and address it. Oh, my God, I should have. I just didn't say anything. As soon as I saw him, I said, well, that didn't last long. Well, it really didn't. This needs to slide like 5 slots. And
I don't want to interrupt, but I can think of a mechanic we used to have working at that company. That it would have been fun to have him go out there and deal with that. I'll bet he would have been a direct cunt to him, if you know what I mean.
For sure, dude, and necessary as well.
But
anyway. So I walked out, and so we're get it all slid and stuff. And I couldn't help but think about how growing up with my grandpa, he was the nicest guy in the world to everyone, unless you worked for him. He could be the biggest fucking cocksucker. And I love him, whatever. I'm not talking shit about him.
When it came to business, it was business.
Yeah, when he would fuck up, you got your ass chewed. Like, and I kind of felt that way. Looking back, I should have called Tyler. I should have checked it better. I should have turned the truck. I should have checked it better. But I go, okay, I don't have a fucking CDL. Can he not look at his mud flaps before he gets in a fucking $150,000 and rolls it down the road?
Yeah, you might just pull out of the shop, make a slight turn, and hop out.
Better, but also,
anybody can do
truck driver? Jesus Christ!
No, truly,
that's how I'm feeling. But I also, as I was walking out there, I'm ready. I've had my ass chewed for something I didn't fuck up a bunch of times. This isn't going to be a thing. He'll be upset until we get this done. Yeah, and then it really made me think about how Tyler doesn't do that.
Throw a hissy fit?
Well, he'll get pissed if he's rightfully so. He'll pitch a fit. He'll get upset. He'll whatever. But
what doesn't he do?
He doesn't make things your fault that aren't your fault. Like he doesn't call. He could have called, what the fuck? Those fucking mud flaps that changed. Well, they're fucking. Let's deal with it.
True,
and it
dude.
reminded me of how much different it is having Tyler as direct management around here, as opposed to working for my grandfather, where everything's a fucking meltdown and the biggest deal. Hey, $150 in mud flaps are already fucking ruined. Do we want to sit here and piss and moan about it?
Yeah. This might be a bit of projection, but it makes me think like Tyler, I wonder if part of his management style, whether he knows it or not, and I don't even know if this is true, it's just an idea. I've been drinking all day.
Nice.
But
sick move, dude. I love it.
I think if you're like a real fuck up and you don't get shit right all the time over and over again, you won't learn a lesson or you won't like slow down and ask questions or whatever, then you get the wrath. You get him being an asshole to you. And he'll make you feel super teeny tiny, but I don't think that he does that like as just a natural reaction, or he'll just slam anybody down with that, haymaker. But I think he has it in there and he uses it occasionally when somebody needs to know that they need a fucking reality check.
When it's time to dust it off.
Yeah, dude. That's nice. So anyway, you go out there, fucking everybody breezes right by it.
Yeah, your dad's decent mood. And then he slides the fifth wheel, whatever. I'm not looking at the pins. I'm not even paying. And he goes, is that good? And so I look at the gap between the truck and the trailer. Gave him a thumbs up. You've moved like a foot. Yeah, I'd say we're good. Then he gets out and he goes, no, it's not good. The pins aren't locked in. And so then I see the pins and I'm like, okay. And so he and he slides it and the pins lock into place. And then he fiddles with the switch. I heard the air. So the pins were in. I said, yep, you're good. I go to lower the trailer and I start lowering it. He gets out, sets his brakes. No, they're not in. Fuck, when I hit the switch, it must have moved.
He's just fiddling with it nonstop.
I completely stop what I'm doing, and I turn, and I'm just facing his mirror. And he backs up, the pins lock, and I go, I just stare at the pins until he gets out, and he gets out, and I said, like that? And he said, yeah, right on.
Oh, that's funny.
Get you the fuck on out of here, you grout.
Dude, that's nice. And we are honestly blessed to be graced with Tyler's presence as a manager.
Now, one cool thing I got to see from your father.
Oh?
I know he doesn't show this to everyone, and hopefully everyone doesn't listen to the podcast. I got to see him say, fuck, cunt, son of a bitch, dumb motherfucker. He fucking hit a shitty shot in pickleball, and he, God damn it, Matt, you got greedy, you stupid motherfucker. God damn, huh? Cranked it up.
Dude, and I might be biased because he's my dad, so like take it for what it is. But him doing sports, him playing pickleball, I mean, I think the closest thing we can get to watching like a Michael Jordan or a Kobe Bryant play basketball. The competitive spirit that lives in that man, it is fully on display during sports. You go, he's a competitor. He's a competitor. It's all he is.
You ain't shitting.
It's so fun to watch. If, you like fucking athletics and competitors and stuff.
Oh, it was funny. He cracked me up.
So
we small talked. He still isn't sure about me. We haven't spent much time together. So we still have that. Like, when you know someone and you like someone, but you don't know them well. And like every time you see each other, it's like kind of awkward-ish with eye contact and with just that weird thing. I think.
You don't have your own personal sort of connection or your own personal language that you guys got yet. And to be fair, I mean, he's heard so damn much about you, and then everybody gets jealous about you when they get introduced to you by way of me. It's it's a tough thing.
This is what it is, dude. I'm the shit. I don't know what to tell them.
You are, dude, and I'm the shit. And they go, "You said he was cool and your best friend?" And they start shaking in their boots, dude.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Okay, now if you'll excuse me, I got to grab a beer out of the refrigerator. Is that all right?
Bro, watching you smoke makes me want to smoke so bad, but I don't have any cigarettes because I quit the shits.
I'm not even going to smoke in front of you because you'll go get a pack.
It, bro. There ain't no super pumper here. I can't go get one. That's like meth. It's like quitting anything. Yeah, when I see it, I might want it, but it's not going to help me if you don't do it.
Okay.
I was thinking about a cigarette before I got to this shop.
No, I'll explain to you the biblical principle when I get back. Hold on.
N-word, 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 N-word. More N-words, N-word.
Okay, now, what'd you think about while I was gone? Just how much you missed me?
You'll hear it when you edit it.
Oh, fuck. Okay, now, I got my window open, dude. I don't know if my neighbors are going to like this podcast, but
well, the good news is if they don't, you hand them the mic and I'll fucking check them. I'll say, listen, you fucking wrinkly geriatric motherfucker. You want me to go upside your fucking head? You think it's above me to make a trip to Texas? Shut you the fuck up.
Can I tell you something?
You can tell me anything.
Dude, and it's because of you. It's just your voice I hear in my head that gets me through the day sometimes. When I get, and maybe we've talked about this a billion times, but I get nervous about how I'm going to appear in a social situation, or I don't want to be awkward, or I don't want to let people down, or I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that pulls me out of that sometimes is I've heard you speak thousands of words. We have a podcast together. So I just take your voice and I put it in my head over the dumb voice that's in my head already all the time. And I say, and then I just like tear these people down. And I go, what, this person that's fucking bagging groceries, you think I have to be cool enough for them? They don't do, I'm cooler than they'll ever be. I can say whatever the hell I want. And that's sometimes when I'm on the edge, that's what gets me through.
Dude, that's bitching. I appreciate that. That makes my heart feel good when you say stuff like that. And it's also true, but I also struggle the same way you do. Maybe I'm not as vocal about it for the most part, but I also get so in my head, not wanting to say the wrong thing, not wanting to look awkward. How are these people looking at me? All that. And sometimes I got to tell myself, hey, you fucking dumb bitch. Fuck that.
Mm-hmm. Ironically, and I think that this might be the truth, everybody has that inside of them. Everybody gets nervous and anxious about that shit.
Mm-hmm.
The person that is outgoing and has a kind heart, those are the people that, like, in social situations, they always rise to the top and you love them every time. Every time I've been in a social situation, the outgoing guy is kind. It's like the coolest dude in the world. So I know I can do that. I have that ability, and sometimes I don't do it. That's fine too. But like, if you're just not an a-hole and you say hi to people and shake their hand, then all of a sudden it opens up so many doors for
Yeah, that's the cool thing about being the kind guy is even if someone doesn't respond well to it and like it's still like an uncomfortable, awkward situation, it's like I'm not the asshole here.
Everybody just bounces back. Yeah. So anyway, but that's just I live in a strange dude. I don't know if I should tell the story with the window open, but Thursday night. So Thursday night's the night that apparently everybody just finds a spot in front of somebody's camper and they all just get lit and they sing Push It to the Limit. They sing Bon Jovi. They sing David Allan Coe. Obviously all the hits from their generation.
Bruh, that makes me want to be there so bad. I would participate so fucking hard in that, dude.
And I can't do it. And the other night they were doing it and I got like 3 invites from 3 different people because we had just showed up and it was going on one camper over. So we're a camper separated from probably 25 camp chairs in a circle, big Bluetooth speaker, everybody's drinking. First guy, my neighbor, he goes, you come to these. It's like a park thing. It's every Thursday. You can come. I said, yeah, thanks for the invite. I'll think about it. And then like 20 minutes later, I'm outside and the lady walks by and goes, come over, have a beer. I said, all right, maybe. And she goes, no, seriously, come on. And I was like, fuck. I didn't go over, dude. And praise God I didn't, because we just opened the window and we just heard him just push it to the limit. Just like 160-year-olds just like fucking fully feeling what it is to be alive in the 1980s.
I would just fully ascend being in that environment. I think
you'd blend right in. They would love you. You're exactly what they're looking for when they look at a young person like me.
Nice.
And I got too much. I'm too ethereal, you know, and whatever, and flippant, and I don't care that much. But a guy like you that knows how to care and fucking knows some shit, they'd lap you up, brother.
Oh, sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice. I love that you did that on camera. We're gonna.
I let that tongue go. Huh?
Next, in 15 years, that'll definitely be on the highlight reel of the early days.
Dude, how nice is it that we're in the early days and we can be loosey and goosey and stuff.
I love it and I appreciate it. I've been thinking heavily, and this has probably been for 3 or 4 weeks now. Mm-hmm. It has been weighing on my mind a lot that I need to put to bed the ideas in my head of what I want or don't want to do. And I think that this year I got to go hit a couple of open mics and see if I can make people laugh on a stage.
I think so too, dude. If anybody did that, it'd be the greatest thing that's ever happened. It sucks having this thing over our heads that we know that we're destined for.
Mm-hmm.
That we just kind of don't do.
I think there's that fucking a place that does comedy in Williston. And I actually was messaging a kid I used to work with. We called him Crazy Eye Coulter. He's got fucked up eyes, but he's a cool cat. And he laughed like he loved the name. He was cool. He had a good attitude. And I was talking to him and he said, yeah, I'm just working in Williston. I said, shit, things get slow for me a little after March. I'll come up and get a hotel room for a night and come take you out for a beer, get a drink, you know, whatever.
Cool.
Yeah, so I think I'll make it a point to find a goddamn open mic night.
Dude, you should. I'd love to do that. I think it's got to happen. Obviously, it's got to happen. It'll happen one day. Let me say this. I think I lost it.
Nice. I just know I'm not going to be a mechanic after 35. And
I remember what I was going to say.
I don't have a skill set that pays $150K a year not being a mechanic.
True that. So you better get into comedy about 8 years ago.
Yep.
If you want to make that kind of money. But yeah. That whole thing about my whole philosophy on life and acceptance and commitment therapy and all the books I read it truly is like, it's why it's called Get Out of Your Mind and Into Your Life. That's the subtitle of the book, A Liberated Mind, is because we got all that shit that goes on inside of us. I'm going to kind of rant here for a second. Sorry. It's also
I'm excited about it. I'm going to have a beer and listen.
Okay. It's also what we learned. It's funny that we get the truth in all these different forms. We get it in the Bible. We get it in different forms of psychology. So in internal family systems, we learned that and I've told you this and I've said it on the pod, so I'll be quick, but our internal sense of self is truly confident, calm, connected, kind, forgiving, humorous, joyful. Like, it's all these great things that we know we are, and we are sometimes. And then all our trauma and our fear and our insecurities breed all this bullshit that gets in the way of that true self, like fully emitting from us. Right. And then acceptance and commitment therapy, get out of your mind and into your life, is the same idea, which is, you don't have to like win the battle. It's not like, and this is why it comes to mind and why I think it's helpful for you, is it's not like once I do this thing, then I can start living how I want to live. Or once I get this squared away, then I can do this thing, which, by the way, biblical principle as well, is like, you don't have to clean yourself up before you come to Jesus or you approach God. You don't have to like get everything in order and then go, okay, God, I'm ready to like have a relationship with you. You just come as you are, right? That's why they say that in church. And so it's the same approach you can have to life. It's like just how you are right now. The only thing you truly have control over is your actions, because you can't control the thoughts and the feelings and the fucking impulses and all the shit that goes on inside of you, but you can control what you do. And so when you just take control of the only thing you have control over and then use your actions to sort of achieve like value-based living, like live in accordance with your values, then all of a sudden you like magically are on the right path immediately and you feel fulfilled and you like are proud of who you are. And so that's what's sick. And like all the goals I've been learning about, and like how this year is fully our year. Obviously we haven't talked about that, but I got 2024 by the balls, dude. Like, it's mine. But like, that's how I think the goal setting should be framed, is it's like, what is something that I can just implement into my routine that's small, that moves me in a direction that's towards my values. Does that make sense? I don't know if I put the perfect bow on it, but you know what I'm saying. It's just
100%.
like one thing you do every day, or just how you carry yourself. And this guy says that one of the helpful things you can do is a just cuz thing. He didn't eat dessert for a whole year just cuz. Just because I don't want to, just because I can. And it's like you can just do shit just cuz. And then when you do shit like that, then that dictator within that fucking can send you all sorts of different directions and just scream in your head all the time, then it loses its power because you go, no, I'm running the ship, dude. I know you wanted me to have dessert. I know you wanted me to fuck, but I just do what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Just cause.
And it's funny, the duality of man. It's funny how both those things live inside of us, like our true self and then also all that other bullshit that we have to argue with.
It is crazy. I think it's also crazy that, and do you think, oh God, how do I want to word that? I think, because I'm just having this thought now as you say it. Do you think that, because I don't think it's normal for everyone else to be so focused on sorting out what's going on inside of their head. I think a ton of people just, that's how what the inside of their head has always been like, and that's just how they operate every day.
100%. But that's, and I think what jarred me, getting divorced and sad, I went, okay, however we're looking at things in our head, like that frame.
I've done that twice.
Okay, so you understand how it feels to go, oh, the framework I have for how life should be or how relationships should be is apparently not like sustainable. It's not enough to achieve what I want to achieve.
Yeah.
So you go, all right, well, I'm going to have to figure out a new framework. And I can't like figure out, a guy like me, dude, an intellectual like me, I can't figure out a framework just because like my buddy said like this is how you should be. I got to read a couple books and hear some like bright minds talk about it so I can fully understand that it's the truth, which is what rules about me, because the shit I've found out about and I yell about all the time is the truth. Thank God. It's not bullshit self-help books that I'm like, oh yeah, and I heard that it's positive affirmations. If you write "you're beautiful" on your mirror, then like all your problems go away. You know what I mean? It's not bullshit.
Nice. I'm a pretty girl.
Yeah, you can't positive affirmation yourself out of depression, dude, because I tried.
Yeah.
If you could just say nice things to yourself enough and stop being sad, then we'd be all right, but it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. I think it's part of the system though.
You do have to incorporate it.
It's not the only thing, but I think it's a good thing to put into your daily routine.
Sure. Well, it also has to do with your perception of the self, like how you view yourself. Because I think that like,
and I'm having a thought as we're talking about that. And the other thing, not just it's not always, no, hey, you're kicking ass, you're doing great. Sometimes it's okay to just tell yourself constantly, hey, we're doing the best we can right now with what we got. So that's going to have to be enough today.
Yeah, but being proud of yourself for giving as much as you are, even if it sometimes doesn't measure up. But that's such a tough thing. It's easy for people to have a problem with that, because like that self-kindness thing, it's so funny. So 2023 was the year of self-kindness. We know this. And we learned it so good, dude. And I'm so stoked because all my dogs now fully know how to like be kind to themselves. We all talk in a language that's like positive and energetic and uplifting. And so we did it. But the people that I fucking butt heads with when I bring up the self-kindness shit are the people that are the most self-critical. You know what I mean? So if you talk to somebody that's always beating themselves up and always saying this, I need to do this better, or I should do this, or if I would have done this, those are the people that go, no, you can't be kind to yourself, because then you won't grow. You won't point out where you're doing wrong. And you go, cool, you're right, except for the part where if you're nice to yourself, then you grow more than you ever would have imagined.
Yeah,
and that's just like a truth that we found out. And I didn't even know it's true, but it is.
Dude, we live with a level of freedom. I thought about this a couple weeks ago. We live with a level of freedom that some people will never get to experience their whole lives.
True.
Like refusing to, if it doesn't work for me up here, if it doesn't fit up here, I really don't care what you like. You say whatever you want, but it's not going to work for me, and I'm going to have to keep doing whatever it takes to fix up here for me.
Dude, I think about it nonstop. I have such a I think, a more full understanding of how you are in relationships, just from going through ups and downs in the last year of a relationship, where I go, oh, I totally get it. That thing in my head when I start to spin out and get sad because there's a problem in my relationship and I don't know how to fix it and I don't know if we can meet in the middle. I get how Yancey goes, okay, that fucking voice is piped back up and this relationship is tough. I'm just going to leave because then that voice won't be here anymore.
Yeah, no shit.
It's like, I totally get that, but
doing that for sure.
Yeah, but you can, we know for a fact that you can leave too soon. You can just fucking walk away and have left something on the table where it's like, oh, this could have been an easy resolution. And I only know that from having spent the last year finding a bunch of resolutions.
And after some of my failed relationships, sometimes leaving the chance of fixing it, but seeing the writing on the wall for how shitty it can go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a toss-up. Maybe there was something still left there, but at least I don't have to feel that shit again.
Yeah,
my last divorce, I was a depressed motherfucker after that, and I'm avoiding that at all costs. And I learned from you more than anyone. I trust myself. I have the tools. I know what's going on, and I'm capable of reading the fucking signs. So if I start feeling like it's time to boogie, then it probably is, and I should trust myself. And
that's right. Your judgment
on the path.
And I feel the exact same way, but and just in my particular situation, in maintaining a relationship. But I go, oh, that's cool, because in a similar vein, the most sad I've ever been is when my marriage ended. So it's like, okay, I don't want to have to relive the feelings of like a lost love that fucking you thought you'd have forever. But what I found, here's what I'm so proud of myself for, is, dude, and I didn't even know I had this in me, but that love that I have to give, I can just give that freely anytime to anybody. And I'll just keep giving it to anybody that's in my world, dude. Because that's
what makes you the coolest motherfucker we all know. That is what makes you the Braxton that we all love so fucking much, dude.
I like to recognize
You're the king of it, dude.
And I like to recognize sometimes how, oh wow, the easiest thing in the world, given the shit I've been through, would be to be like jaded or bitter, which I am in some ways, but to not like let that love out, because if I love people and I'm vulnerable, then I can get hurt again. And that's real easy. But it's like, the reason I got hurt wasn't because I loved somebody and I was vulnerable. I'm going to keep doing that. You know what I mean? The reason you get hurt is because you love somebody that maybe ought not be loving, and you cast your pearls before swine, as the Bible says.
One of the coolest things you've ever said to me. That's cool shit. I like that.
Thank you. Well, I knew if I talked long enough, I'd finally fucking stumble on something cool.
And to touch base on what we were talking about a second ago, where also I differ in relationships as far as you're looking for your fulfillment in it, right? I get my fulfillment out of my two children. I don't get all my fulfillment. I get a level of fulfillment out of my two children that it makes the relationships in the early stages easy to let go. I'm not hanging on to them like, I really want to make this work and build a family and make the thing. Like, I've already got a ton of fulfillment happening with one thing, so I don't hang on to the relationship too much. Well,
dude, that kills me. And honestly, let me take this hoodie off, so stand by.
Yeah, you're really making a scene about it, huh?
This makes for some good pod, dude.
Inward.
Now, oh, yeah, dude, I've been thinking about that nonstop lately, and it sucks, but I know that what the B train's gonna need is some kids, dude. If I have some kids, all that shit that I've been struggling and fighting and trying to figure out and get to the bottom of and all the truth, all that would wash away, and I'd just focus on being the best me I can be, raising kids as best I can. Like, I know that's the case. I know that's kind of what I'm destined for. And I'm not pushing the timeline on it either. I know whatever God's got in store will be fine, but I'll be ready, dude. When the good Lord comes knocking on a lady's uterus, I'll be fucking ready.
It's going to be exciting, dude. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait till the day that you tell me that someone's pregnant. That's going to be fucking exciting, dude.
Dude, and let me hit a shout out. McGill. Not Miguel, but McGill, like McGill, Irish name. I think he's a new listener. I told him about the pod. He came and visited a couple weekends ago. I said, you just listen to podcasts all day? I knew this when he brought up a fact that only came from War Mode, the conspiracy podcast that I listened to. And I said, we heard this from the same podcast, did we not? And we did. And I said, I think I know one that you'll like, dude. It's the one I do. So he might be a new listener. He might be listening now. And I say that because I want to shout him out and be kind, because he said something a while back, or when he was visiting, that fucking I want to talk about. So he goes, he's got one kid. And he goes, yeah, we got this one kid. And wow, he's a little, I don't know how anybody has two. He's a wildcat, you know? Like we're not having another kid. This one's a handful, whatever. And I'm not judging anybody for what they choose to do with their own lives. But I think I have 0 kids. Based on the shit I read, the more kids you have, the easier it gets. Like 1 kid's hard, 2 kids is probably harder, 3 kids is probably really hard, 4 kids it probably starts to get easier, 5 kids, 6 kids, 7 kids. Now they all take care of each other. They have their own friends. They can play together. You know what I mean? Like I think 7 kids is easier than 2 kids, in a certain way.
Yeah, I think in parts of it, yes. I think if you can handle the noise and the them constantly not getting along and that not bothering you or carrying too much weight on your shoulders, then yes, them taking care of each other is way easier. And I experienced that just with the 2 of them. With Gunner being 11 now and Wade being 6, Gunner can do everything. He can do laundry. He can do dishes. He can help do. It's
not much like having a kid. Yeah, it's not really like you have a kid anymore. You know what I mean? Because now you're not changing diapers.
I'm gonna have to get a dog. I'm gonna have to get a dog so that I can lure my kids back to hanging out with me. Mm-hmm. And I'm just gonna train that dog to always be next to me. Dude, the kids will be around me all the time again.
That's so cool.
I don't think, maybe we did record a pod after this, but the boys just chill in the rooms. They're on games and stuff. And I was sitting down in my recliner and I was like, I fucking miss them. And I asked them all, I was like, do you guys want to come play golf or hang out? Like, no, we're good. And so I went upstairs. I laid down in Gunner's bed, dude. And I just chilled in Gunner's room for like 5 hours, chilled on my phone, wrestled with Wade, talked shit.
He said, I'll hang out with you guys. And I'll bet that's gonna, dude, do you ever think about what you're doing as a dad that's gonna be a core memory that's gonna get locked in?
All the time.
Because I don't know what it's going to be. You do, I mean, every time you're with them, you probably do something that could be like, I remember when my dad came up and sat in the bed with us while we played Xbox for 5 hours. Like, whatever it is.
Those core memories get made by the child. You don't really get as much say. There is some spectacular things happen, like Gunner shooting his first deer. There's going to be events that happen that were huge that will always be a core memory. Mm-hmm. But the thing about going and laying in their room and how I communicate with them is I want every memory they have with me of me saying I love them and knowing that I love them. I repeat it 100 fucking times a day. I want that to be the essence of every memory they have of me. It's like my dad loves me.
Isn't that magic that you have an opportunity to do that?
Like Gunner start the fucking motorcycle when it was fucking cold outside and you got to sit on it and fire it up. When I'm in the garage fucking with it and Wade goes, can we go for a ride? And I throw him on the gas tank and burn around the block. I think there'll be a shitload of dope core memories when we're going hunting and they're watching Drake and Josh all day and Wade's being a fucking silly.
Hell yeah, dude.
Their core memories be theirs, but I just want every memory they have to be memories of knowing that I love them and I'll always put them first.
Yeah, dude, I don't think it's going to be hard for them to keep a hold of that. I have a couple things. One is, and I don't know what it is, so maybe you can. I'm going to back up to what I said earlier, but not because I didn't hear what you said. But when he said, "Oh yeah, we have one kid, that's plenty. We don't need another one, whatever." Mm-hmm. Something in me, and I don't know what it is. But a part of me goes, oh, what are you talking about? What the fuck? Why not? Why shouldn't you have another kid? And I get that way around people that are good parents. I get that way around people that should have more kids because they're awesome. I don't get that way as like I'm in control of what you should be doing, but it's just like, you rule so hard. How come you're depriving the world of another kid raised by you? Because I guarantee you, all those people that I fucking graduated high school with, they're having tons of kids. And none of them, like, they're all just stealing shit, dude.
I think part of what's going on with that is the world isn't as cool of a place to bring kids into over the last 15 years. I know,
I've heard that. I disagree with it. You can keep going.
I'm not saying that you're wrong or you're right. I'm not I'm just saying, I think that a lot of people are scared to bring life into the world when everything, because you're talking, what if this guy watches the news every day and follows like news
No,
media?
and he doesn't. That's the thing. He's cool as hell. He's centered. He doesn't pay attention to that. He just listens to cool podcasts like me. He's just a cool dude.
Drawer and poke some holes in the fucking things, huh?
Yeah, I'll do it, but I do, dude.
Take this into our own hands. We can't. I don't give a fuck if I got to get his old lady pregnant. He's having another.
I'm sick and fucking tired of people saying I don't know if I should bring a kid into this world because it's so fucking scary and shit. What are you talking about? It's the greatest the world's ever been. The only difference is now we're on the news and social media 24/7, so we think things are fucked up. But it's like,
you know that people aren't as smart as you. Not everyone knows that.
Here's the other thing, dude. We have less faith in our institutions and less security in the future than I think we have for like over 50 years, probably.
By far.
Because you got to realize, and I think I heard this on Matt and Shane or something, but like everybody just knows now that like Epstein didn't kill himself. There's child sex trafficking rings that like high level government officials engage in. Like there's so much corruption and bullshit and lies that they were able to, that it's been going on, but they were able to keep it from us, 20 years ago because we only had mainstream media. Now there's so much truth about all the corruption that it's like is head spinning. That it's like, yeah, this whole system's rigged. You can see all the holes in it just from taking a glance at it. So it's not sustainable in the long term. So it does make people in my generation go, yo, why would I have a kid? There's no, but that's why you have a kid, because we're supposed to fight against that, dude.
For sure. And they're also too dumb to go, oh, this has been happening since the beginning of time. All we're doing now is there are a bunch of people going, hey, I saw something over here. And it's the same as it's always been, and it doesn't directly affect 80% of us. Fucking 50% of us are too fucking stupid to make a goddamn difference in any of that shit that's going on. I'm out here working on diesel trucks and fucking playing video games. I'm not waging a war on fucking anything other than goddamn liver late at night, dude.
I'm telling you, dude, we wage every day when we wake up and vibrate at a high frequency, we wage a war on. The Bible tells us that we're not at war with flesh and blood, but with principalities and powers and spirits, dude. And we are. And we get up and we vibrate at a high frequency, and it changes the collective frequency of the entire world.
And I don't know. I've only been around this for a year now. God, you're in rant mode. I saw when I started talking, you have to suck that last word back in. I haven't been around long enough to know if you started the vortex or how it all started, but this vortex that you guys have, that I can say now that we have, because I view myself as a part of the collective, you guys, is like, I don't know who started it, but it is just a vortex of we're going to be kind to each other. We're going to work hard. We're going to do what we're supposed to, and we're going to have a lot of fun while we're doing it. And we're not going to feel bad if we have to say things that hurt each other's feelings when someone's wrong or not doing what they should be. And I just got sucked into it. That's the year of my life. Everything's going how it's supposed to. I'm kind to myself. I'm kinder to everyone else. I have a great view on relationships, even though it doesn't look like it. My problem with relationships isn't leaving them too early. It's letting the phase go on too long of talking and kind of turn into a relationship, knowing there's things that aren't going to work.
Yes, I think so. I think your relationship problem is not the leaving them too early. It's the.
I can demonstrate my relationship problem if you want me to.
Go ahead. It's the pussy.
We get to fooling about, and I'm like, I love this. I want it to be this way forever. And then we get to and I'm like, I don't even like half the shit you do. This isn't working for me.
Yeah, I know, dude. It's nuts the way that shit every time. But let me say this: I think I'm going to smoke another cigarette, and then we'll roll through some notes because I have a feeling some comedy is going to be pouring out of our mouths here in a moment.
Nice.
I'm going to tell you my dreams about Tyler, and then I want you to tell me your dream about Tyler. Does that sound cool?
Yeah.
All right. Let me light this cigarette. And by the way, to our podcast listeners that have to wait for me to light this cigarette before they hear this killer story, fuck them.
Fuck them. Capital F. Fuck them.
All right. So, me and Katie wake up next to each other the day that we're driving from Idaho Falls to Salt Lake, hopping on a plane, and flying home. And we wake up. No, home to Texas. Sorry. We go from Idaho Falls to Salt Lake. We fly to Texas. But that morning, we wake up. And Katie has crazy dreams, dude, because her subconscious is in a tizzy. And she's healing up. And her freaking dream world is intense, dude. So she tells me about her dreams all the time, and they're always very intense. So we wake up and we discuss our dreams. And I had a dream that
we're sipping whiskey need. Isn't that a song?
It might be. I can't remember what my dream was. Katie could remind me, but Tyler showed up at just the right time or something and was like this fucking force of goodness and kindness. And I just gave him a big hug and he gave me a big hug. And I think like before we were going back to Texas, I think my subconscious was doing a dream where it was like I was saying goodbye to him and headed back to Texas to take on the new year, you know? Mm-hmm. And we had a very warm hug that you could feel like in my dream. And I asked Katie about her dreams, and she said that Tyler had leaned down to her, and he was a giant in her dream, obviously, because she's so teeny tiny and he's so big. And whatever they said, and then before she left, she hugged just his head. She put it because he was so big that she put her arms around his forehead and hugged him. And then he sent her on her way. So we both had a dream about Tyler that same night, like fucking giving us encouragement and exhortation. And then we're on our way to Salt Lake to fly back to Texas. And we stop at a gas station and Katie gets a coffee. And I left my wallet in the pickup because she said she didn't want anything. So we're like bickering on the way to the cashier. And I'm like, well, I don't have any money. Mason, will you pay for this? And he goes, yeah, I'll pay for it. And I don't know if the cashier heard that, but we show up and the cashier says, just the coffee? And Katie goes, yeah. And he goes, you can just have it. And she goes, oh, thank you so much. And we look at his name tag, and what is his goddamn name, dude? Tyler. Yeah, dude. Shit, dude. So we were leaving Idaho Falls.
Tyler bought Katie a coffee.
He bought her a coffee. He let her hug his giant forehead. He fucking comforted me. Yeah, dude. So that was and I knew we were in good hands by the third Tyler that showed up that day to take care of us. You know what I mean? And that's all Tyler does is take care of us. He'll show up in your dreams. He'll show up under a different face at a gas station to give you a free coffee. He'll take care of you, dude.
It's who he is, dude. That's how he is.
So anyway, those were my Tyler dreams, but I hear that you have one that's not just about well,
buddy, you're gonna have to. I don't know. You kind of told your guys' dreams, and they had some meaning, and you could tell what they meant. So you might have to try and explain what
I can interpret your dreams, dude. I've been reading a new book I'll tell you about that has to do with this.
So this is a very short dream. This all happens very fast, and the floor in the dream is the pickleball court in the shop. Okay. It's the same concrete with the drain. But the walls are inside of the manager's house, like I am over by the front door staring towards the kitchen, living room, dining room.
Sure.
And Tyler's by the fridge. And you know how when I walk into the shop, a lot of days I'll say, let's get our dicks out. Right?
Right.
So I said that when I walked into the manager's house, and Tyler pulled his dick out. And I went, Jesus Christ, dude, put your dick away. And then he took his penis off his body and threw it at me, and it hit me in the forehead. Like I felt it hit me. And then I woke up, like, you know those dreams where you sit up straight and you're like, what the fuck was that? So I don't know exactly what meaning that has, but Tyler took his penis off his body and hit me in the face with it in my dream.
Brother, it has more meaning than you'll ever know.
I didn't tell them. That happened on like Wednesday night. I didn't tell them till I was drunk Saturday at the manager's house playing my game. Like I didn't even know how to tell anyone about that.
You can't bring that up in casual conversation.
Crazy, dude. And I felt his penis hit my forehead. He threw it like it was.
It woke you up.
Yeah, it was upsetting. Like I woke up like Tyler hit me with his dick. What the fuck?
And honestly, what it could mean, because the phallus represents masculinity, and it's so everything. Dude, let me tell you about dreams. You tell me if this helps you interpret your dream.
Okay.
So I'm reading a new book called Man and His Symbols by Carl Jung. Did I tell you about this book? How it's like a popularized version of his life's work. He went on the BBC and did an interview and then got a bunch of fan mail and was like, I'll make this book. Did I tell you about all that? I won't. Carl Jung is the greatest thinker of of humanity of all time, I think. He came up with archetypes and symbols, and he was real big into dreaming. And he says that when we're dreaming, it's our unconscious mind, like fully in control of the environment of what happens, and it's our unconscious mind, and it's always using symbols because our unconscious mind uses symbols because those symbols are so inherent and so ingrained in us because they come from fucking tens of thousands of years of sharing stories, and all these stories have symbolic elements and archetypes.
Do you have a copy of this book?
Yeah, it's I can email it to you and you can read it.
Comedy bit. Is there an index? And if there is, what page is interpreting Tyler throwing his penis at my face? That's what I need. What you got on that, Carl? You? I'm going through some shit over here, dude.
Or thumbing through the book. Just hold on. Tyler's penis. But anyway,
I very much threw his dick at me. I want answers.
He says so when he's talking to his clients. He's a psychotherapist and a psychoanalyst. He's talking to his patients. He even times has to like bring him back. He says, "What did the dream tell you? What happened in the dream?" Not like I'm drunk, dude. Can I keep talking?
Keep going. Don't stop.
Okay. Freud is Carl Jung's whatever the protege leader word is for that. Carl Jung is Sigmund Freud's protege. And you know Freud, he's the grandfather of psychology. He came up with defense mechanisms. Like all the stuff we know about psychology came from Freud. And Freud said that dreams were good because they'll tell us like what we sort of secretly, our secret ambitions and desires. And like if we ask questions about our dreams, we can learn more about ourselves. Carl Jung said, we're not trying to figure out what our secret ambitions are. Everything that happens in our dream is the truth. Treat it like it's true. Treat it like it's our subconscious telling us something that we're trying to figure out. Like, it's a strange way to look at dreams where it's just like, this is the absolute subconscious truth that's going on in my mind. It's not like just bullshit or willy-nilly. You know what I mean? He says, you fucking... And then he says that everything that happens in dreams has a symbolic nature. And it's not like you can Google what does this mean in a dream. It's unique to each individual because of, for 1,000 reasons. Because it's your subconscious talking. So your subconscious gets influenced by, or your unconscious gets influenced by all the shit that you go through. But he says that everything that happens in your dream is true.
So Tyler's going to be tomorrow.
He did, dude. Well, honestly, like, it makes perfect sense to me. It's funny when people tell me their dreams and they don't understand them. But I mean, that's basically what you said it in the beginning of this podcast. The last year, you've come into this vortex that is love and kindness and building each other up. And it's like, but it takes a slap in the face. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you got one, and your subconscious mind was just good. Your subconscious mind was like, oh, Tyler slapped me in the face with his masculinity. And by the way, that's what you admire about Tyler that I love so much that a lot of people don't get to appreciate fully, is his sort of control he has on things.
Uh-huh.
And it's not a false control.
That's exactly, you said it so best. I was just going to say that it's not a thing that he tries to do. It's not a thing that he works on. I think it comes different when it comes through Tyler because it's so natural. He is a natural born fucking leader. He naturally takes control of the situation, or offers, because he's so fucking kind. Like, hey, do you want me to sort this out? And then if you say yes, here's what I would do. Here's why I would do it. Here's where you're at. Here's where you've been. This is where you're going to be, no matter which option you pick. So these are the things you can do. And it's like, oh, damn, he's got it figured out.
And he does, dude. But it's fun because, ironically, and this is this is why you're supposed to have at least two kids, is because he got all of that. Like, I've never seen anybody that compares to him when it comes to what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
But in his natural state, he is removed from these truths. What you got?
Oh, Sway, when I was leaving, he said, "Hey, will you grab me my Zins off the toolbox when you come back from the shop?" And I said, "Yeah, if you remind me, I'm not going to remember." And he said, "I'll text you." I said, "Don't you text me till 5:30. I got a podcast to do." And so I just received one text that said Zimbabwe. And then another text exactly a minute after that said Little Zindiana Jones.
He's getting them, dude.
Yeah, I got him a little fucked up on tequila before I came here.
Oh, cool. Hold on.
Yeah, he's a little lit.
Well, don't say anything that you gotta edit because I'd like to just be able to put this podcast out.
You want to know what I was saying? Is every time you put your earphones down, I would go N-word, 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 N-word.
But you really said it.
No,
you really said it.
Just said N-word,
no.
N-word.
I got to get another beer. Can we keep going?
Let's go, dude. Let's fucking ride, dog.
Oh, dude. Because here's the other thing. We're in a new phase of our podcast because it's being released on Mondays now instead of Thursdays. Shout out. And then also, well, it was last week, and I can just do this tomorrow and have this come out on Monday, and we can just be a Monday crew now.
Changing up on these motherfuckers. That's what we needed.
New year, new us, dude.
Fuck them. You'll catch, and they better be careful. Maybe 2025 we'll release them whatever day of the week. You'll have to keep checking, bitch. Might be Tuesday, might be Thursday. I don't know, dog.
But we're in a new phase of our podcast, which is I don't give a fuck, dude. We're out here. This is a bit of a journal. You know what I mean? This is a bit of a time capsule.
Yeah.
And let me say this. Here's what I did this morning. And by the way, I hope this doesn't offend anybody. There's very few people, that are real close to me that I love so much. I sat down this morning and busted out the typewriter. And I said, I'm going to write a letter. I love writing. Let's get some shit out of me. And I was like, who should I write to? I don't know. And I batted around some ideas. And the closest I got was you. Was like, I could write to Yancey and just tell the truth, get some shit out of me. And then I went, fuck that. And I wrote a letter to myself. I said, Dear B-Train. Dude, and then what came out of me was like the coolest, truest shit that I've felt in a long time. And I was like, oh shit, dude, you just got to talk to yourself a little bit once in a while, but not in your head, not like, drunk on a podcast with your buddy. Just sit down and write to yourself and see what's going on. And so I put it in a little envelope that says journal. And I think I might get into every morning just writing myself a little letter about what's in my head, what's going on, put it there, leave it there, and go about my day. But it was a cool thing
up, dude. Fucking dapping yourself up. There ain't nothing wrong with that. The coolest person in the world's your fucking self. You might as well be chill with that motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, I might as well write him a letter once in a while. I keep writing all these assholes letters, dude. It was so cool. But all right, here's what I have. Oh, this is just, I don't know why I wrote this down. It's just a universal truth. Getting high and chewing gum. Sickest shit of all time, dude. And I didn't do that because I got high and chewed gum. I did it because showing me Snapchat memories of like acid, fun time she was having on acid or something. Fuck, I'll bleep her name, but and then they were chewing gum in the next Snapchat and freaking out about it. And I was like, yeah, dude, I've gotten high and chewed gum before too. There's nothing cooler. And it's funny because kids love gum. You know that. You have kids. Do they just beg you for gum sometimes?
Wade is always on it.
Can I have gum? Yeah.
Every time we go in a store. Can I have gum? No, you can't. Not in my truck, not at the house.
Yeah,
if
dude.
we're out in a special occasion, you can have a stick or two, but you're not just chewing gum.
And then you munch an eighth of shrooms or you munch a couple tabs, and all of a sudden you stick a piece of gum in your mouth. Game over, dude. It takes you back to your childhood. There's nothing better.
That's fucking sick.
Thanks. So that's just something
that's
true.
Perfect. You just gave me a good idea. On days off, I'm gonna buy Wade 8 different kind of gums, and then we'll just sit at the kitchen table. Get it out of your system. Let's fucking ride.
I love that. That's genius. Now, I have these 5 steps here that I can talk about in my notes. So I'm at the end of part 2 of my 3-part book called A Liberated Mind, How to Pivot Towards What Matters. I've been reading it for 1.5 years. Every time I get real sad, I'll pick it up and it tells me exactly what I need to hear. It's honestly spiritual and mystical at this point, the way that it's just so fucking perfect.
I don't know why this just hit me. Can I interrupt you? Two
Absolutely.
things. Number one, you should send me a link to that so I can buy a copy of that book because I'd love to read it. Number two, I did the funniest thing drunk. So Saturday, like I've been taking days off drinking, hitting the gym, eating clean as fuck. I bring a soup I make at home with chicken, put it in the crock pot every day, eat it about 1 o'clock. Like I have been on it, dude. I haven't missed the 3 times a week since the new year started.
I love that.
And so Saturday was my day, last Saturday. And I was like, so Friday night I started having a beer and I was like, nah, it's not feeling that great. Just went to bed. I went and got a pizza, went to bed. I think I talked to you about that on the phone. And then Saturday I'm drinking. Me and Braden get done at the shop. I get home at 11:30 and I have 2 beers and I'm in the Dodge. So I'm like, well, I better get over to the manager's house because we're going to drink today. Take my Xbox, my TV. I'm in sweats, cozy clothes, and I go over and get your old bedroom set up with my TV on stools, the Xbox set up. And I go out in the garage and get a bottle of 151 rum that's got that much left. And in about 45 minutes, I take the rest of those shots. It was about 6 shots in 45 minutes of 151.
Oh, shit.
On a different diet. I'm not carb loading in the morning, eating a big lunch, and then starting drinking. So I'm drunk all fucking day Saturday. That's
you started
about
you fucking 6 shots.
And so then we eat chicken at like 7:45. And I remember thinking while I was staring at my chicken, I'm so going to finish this chicken and then just go in my room and go to bed and not tell either of these guys. Braden. So I Irish goodbye him. Tyler was like, it was like 8:15 and we heard you start snoring in your room. So anyways, I wake up at 2:30 in the morning, start recalling what happened. I was like, oh shit. So then I sit on my phone and I scroll TikTok for an hour and a half. And what do I buy other than a $45 Mac Miller t-shirt off of fucking TikTok, dude? And it's a pack of Marlboro Reds that says Mac Miller. And then each cigarette is elevated. And on the butt is a face from a different picture of one of his song covers.
Dude, that's the coolest shit of all time, that t-shirt. The getting drunk part, that's hilarious because it makes me think of, and there is a level to being effed up on drugs or alcohol where you truly are like childlike, fully in your own head. I can picture you just like picking apart some chicken, just shredding it off the bone, like, I'm going to fucking go to bed after this. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very primal urge. That's fun as hell, dude.
Yeah, it was fucking sick, dude. So I bought that stupid t-shirt.
That makes me jealous about the tea, honestly.
I'm excited. If it shows up and it's actually good quality, I'll just go to the same website and order you one and send it to you. Cool.
Well, I'll order you that book and send it to you, obviously, tonight. So
that's badass. That's for Christmas.
What's that?
Do you see it right there sitting on top of my phone?
I do. I got you a Coos. Okay. Fuck yeah, dude. Oh, that makes me so happy. We got you and Mason matching Coos.
You know what I carry around in it? All day, bubble waters. All day. That's the bubble water koozie, bro.
Dude, and I'm the bubble water boy.
You're the bubble water king, bro. Yeah, I've been bubble watered up. Tyler's on it. Mason had one off my toolbox the other day. We keep bubble. There's 2 packs in my office, 2 packs on the toolbox at all times.
Oh, that's so magic. We really have changed the world. We've changed the world, bro.
We have too, and we will continue.
If we died today, all right, check this out. We're releasing a long ass podcast for the boys. Okay.
Welcome.
Chant
2024 came in.
Yeah, dude. Uncle Chant sent this picture the other day. They assume it's from the 1870s, and it's a bunch of people standing around. A couple girls have guitars. There's like 6 men, and he says it's from the Mason Band. And there's a guy in that picture that's our 5th great grandpa, James Hornady Mason or something, and he had 2 wives and 18 kids. And we assume 1870s. They settled in Parker and Egan, which is right outside of St. Anthony, where we live now. Obviously, we made the return to Mecca. Who knew? Check this out, dude. 5th great grandpa, Grandpa James, studied soil cultivation and like horticulture. And then you go down like 3 generations, and they have Grandpa and Uncle Chant have a fucking biological organic fertilizer outfit that they fucking built over the last 20 years. That Grandpa's built over the last 20 years. And it's like, how, dude, that'll like make you pause for a moment and go, how much of this shit is inside of us and it's not inside of us? You know what I mean?
Fucking
it's not in our heads, dude. It's fucking in our DNA. That's nuts. And that'll make you trust yourself a little bit more too. Like, hey, whatever I got that's pointing me in a certain direction, I can listen to that because that's my destiny. Who knows? I'm getting drunk.
Sick. No, that's
what I read.
You were spot on. Don't get insecure about it at the end. That was spot on. It was a great point. You're going to listen back to it when you edit it, and that was spot on the whole time.
It was dope. So, and I don't even know what the whole point of this was, so I don't have a lot of context, but I took down the 5 parts, the 5 sections that this book said. And this has to do with setting goals. This is good, like New Year's 2024, if you want to change, if you want to fucking incorporate some shit and straighten your shit out. He says, number 1, make small adjustments. So it's not like I'm going to, lose 100 pounds this year. It's I'm going to do the treadmill, twice a week.
Fuck yeah.
Work new habits into established routines. So he says, like, if you procrastinate a lot, you got work emails or something. Just like you get your coffee every morning. What if you got your coffee and spent 10 minutes replying to work emails? You know what I mean? So like make it a part of a routine you already have. He says develop reverse compass habits, which has to do with your compass points you in certain directions, and that voice in your mind can get moving sometimes. And he said the craziest shit. He said when he is a professor, so he works at a school, and he says when he's using the restroom at the school, on his way out, if that little OCD part of his brain kicks in and says like that door handle's all fucking disgusting, it's got a bunch of disease, whatever, he'll use it, and then on purpose, just to fuck with that voice in your head that slows you down and keeps your true self from emerging, he says he'll touch his face with his hand, he'll put his fingers in his mouth, whatever, just to like spit in the face of that voice that says like, this door handle's disgusting, whatever. Now, if you're in a dingy bathroom, he says he doesn't do that, but like, you know what I mean? It's going, hey, if the voice in my head's being unreasonable, with my actions, I'm going to prove to it that it's being unreasonable. You know what I mean? Like, how cool is that?
I love that. That's basically my whole life, dude.
Yeah, dude. Isn't that nuts?
Tell me I shouldn't, motherfucker.
Number 4 is practice just cause stuff. That's his didn't eat dessert for a year. You do stuff just because you can.
You said all podcast, and I think I'm going to incorporate that in my life. Just cause.
Well, yeah, it's why I stopped drinking, remember? And everybody said, how long? And I said, I don't know, I'm just off the stuff.
Yep.
And just because I don't want to do it. And I proved to myself that I couldn't. It changed everything.
It
changed everything. Isn't that crazy?
Set the shit down, started going to bed early, and just said, that's not going to work for me. I'm not.
Yeah. I'd had enough. And number 5 is nobody is an island, which means we can't do this all on our own. That's the community idea. You got to have people around you. Here's what he said that struck me. And then I'm going to stop talking after this, so hopefully it fucking sparks an idea. He said, when you share a commitment with your friends, like, you get your friends and you say, oh, I'm doing this thing. I'm going to start this diet. I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to do this, whatever. Your friends need to see this as part of a larger mission, right? Which is your own journey. He says defending against criticism and needing external control is not the point. And I went, holy Christ, dude. Because a lot of times when you share that stuff with your friends, what you get from them is criticism, obviously. Here's what you didn't factor in. Here's where you went wrong. And then the other thing is like this codependent idea of like external control, accountability. Like, I'm going to tell you I'm going to do this. So now you feel obligated to check in on me every day to see if I'm doing it or whatever. That's not the point. The point isn't to get external control or to get criticism. The point is for your friends to see the larger mission. And when I read that, obviously it spoke to me because that's something that I've dealt with.
Absolutely. And I think that's a hard thing for everyone. And that's where I get it. And I'm a bit of a dreamer. I understand why it happens to me. But I'll say I'm going to be doing something and then someone will see me and, oh, hey, are you doing that thing? Does it make a difference? Are you really concerned if I'm doing that or, I'm doing that, or are you just trying to hold me accountable to myself? That's better. The last podcast we did, you told me to have a New Year's resolution, and we talked some about just doing little things, small goals, and sticking with it, and it has made the changes a lot easier, dude. You know what I did today?
Yeah,
I haven't got to indulge yet, but I am excited. So on the weekend, usually whether it's Saturday or Sunday that I do this, I'll go get a pizza and a snack. Like today, I got California sushi rolls and a fucking thin crust 5 cheese gourmet pizza to put in the oven later.
Yeah.
And I'm going to house the whole fucking thing when I cook it.
And please do, dude.
That's one thing I didn't notice. When you stop eating 6,000 fucking calories a day, when you're not having 2,000, 2,500 calories every meal of the day.
Yeah.
3 times a day. You forget how much food you can eat when you want to eat.
Yeah.
Every morning, it depends on the day. So one day I'll do grilled chicken and rice. And that morning I'll have 4 regular eggs. And then the day I'm doing soup, because it has a shitload of fucking sodium in it, I have egg whites out of a carton instead of whole eggs, and then have the soup. And then that's it for the day. And being able to house a whole pizza and it doesn't even slow down the drinking process, or I can still have a beer after it and fucking enjoy myself. That is fucking nice,
dude. And if I may, I can't express how happy that makes me, and how like being on top of just being intentional about what's going in your body is the sickest shit of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Just being like, I'm putting this in my body for this reason at this time. And then even when it comes to the splurging, you go, it's on purpose. It's a weekend. I'm treating myself. You know what I mean? Instead of just mindlessly consuming whatever's in front of you. That's the sickest shit of all time.
I
can't
also
express
think
how
that if I didn't do the fucking cheat once a week, I don't think that I'd stick with the diet. Because it's easy to do the diet. Fine. And dude, the crock pot has changed my fucking life. The night before, I thought 3 chicken breasts only have 350 calories for all 3 of them. And put that in a crock pot with 2 cans of soup and a can of water, and then hit it with a bunch of seasonings. That's 2 fucking bowls of hearty chicken soup. Like,
so
that's
good.
Full fucking meal, dude.
Yeah, and it's easy, and you can walk away from it and cook it.
Fucking calories. I can go home and drink 6 beers before I go to bed, and not feel like a fat piece.
Dude, that's funny. So what I've been talking to my Snapchat AI lately.
No shit.
Yeah, and most of what I ask him is like,
you would too. You're gonna pioneer that for everyone too. You're
it's
gonna figure
so
out all
funny.
the things it has to offer. Then you're gonna be like, guys, check it out,
dude. You know what the actual useful part of it. What Katie and I both found out today was that if you freaking push it hard enough, it'll stop talking to you and it'll say, we're not speaking right now.
No shit.
And it'll just do that for like 3 minutes. It'll say, we're not speaking right now to everything you say. And then it'll finally bounce back. But what it's been useful for me for is I say, how many calories is in this food? And I say everything I ate. 1 piece of French toast, 1 banana, 2 eggs, and a tablespoon of maple syrup. And then it tells me how many calories I ate. And I go, fucking cool, dude. You don't have to Google all that shit. You can just ask the Snapchat AI. And for different reasons, though, because I'm trying to put a ton of calories in me. And the best I can do is the other day I ate 1,000 calories in peach rings and gummy bears. Out of can. I bought them at the Dollar General, and they were too good. But
that'll happen, dude. Candy will get away from you. I splurged last night. I bought a bag of those combos, the stuffed cracker.
I know them, dude. Love them.
I did the cooked cracker with cheese inside, and I just housed the whole little package before I got in the shower.
I've tried every
calories, and I was like 1,100 calories. Don't even care. I earned it.
I've tried every brand of combos, and the blue cheese ones, or the buffalo blue cheese, it's as good as it gets.
I don't think I've had the buffalo blue cheese. I'm gonna have
those are the ones you want. Dude, so here's what I'd like to do, brother. I'd like to say 2 things. One is, I think in the future, and like we're gonna exchange podcasts like business cards today.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was thinking about how I have a podcast that 20 people listen to, and I was like, if I could just give it to somebody like I did to McGill, they'd understand me fully. This is all I am, dude, is what I am right here. And in the future, it's just going to be like, oh, you got a podcast? Yeah, me too. Here's my podcast. And then everybody's just going to like know each other through that.
Sick, dude. You know what? I fucking Josue the other day. I think it was him, or it could have been Jared. I think it was Jared. He came in my office and he said, by the way, Christmas special pod was dope. It was all time. I'm going to listen to it again on the way home. And I was like, sick.
Oh.
And he goes, you guys just need to blow up. Like, you just need to get your podcast to take off. And I said, yeah, buddy, that's the goal.
That's why we're doing
There's not a button that we're not pressing to get it. That's not how it works. What you need to do is tell your fucking friends about it and get them on it.
This is on you, Playboy.
Yeah, no shit.
And then the second thing,
my favorite. I haven't thought of that in forever.
The Lord woke us
Jesus
up.
woke me up.
Yeah, dude.
Rest is on
Dude,
you,
I
Playboy.
hadn't thought about it forever, and about 4 days ago, I was really sad. And I was going outside, and I think I knew I'd run into some neighbors or something. And I was like, the Lord woke me up. The rest is on me. And I went, oh, fuck. I'll be fine to go outside. I can say that to whoever I encounter. It's the ultimate fucking, like, it just levels the playing field and goes, we're in it, you know? Dude, Grandpa Gary called me today, the one that is full of love and peace and very
Grandpa
high
Gary's Northwest Biotech, right?
yeah, high level of consciousness. And he called me today just to check in, you know, how you guys doing down there? And I said, well, how's everybody doing up there? How's the clan doing? And he says, well, we're hanging on as tight as we can. You know how it is. And dude, it fucking melted my heart because that's what I say a lot of the time. People go, how's everybody doing? I go, we're hanging on. And it was very cool. And then we made a couple jokes about run it till failure. But listen, here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to end this podcast. I'd like to grab another beer. I'd like to stop this recording and then hang out with you for one more beer. Is that cool?
Cool. Yeah.
Will you fucking log us out? Sign us out. Tell everybody to like, subscribe, hit that fucking bell.
Oh yeah, I start looking for the end button. I'm like, yeah.
No, don't press a button, dude.
It's 2024. It's the new year. We killed 23. We did everything we were supposed to do. We appreciate all you guys that listen. It makes my heart, and I know Braxton's as well, so goddamn happy when you guys see us and say, hey, heard the last episode. We loved it. So we appreciate the fuck out of you guys. It's been a kick-ass year. I'm excited to see what 24 is going to be about. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. Don't tell your friends. I don't give a fuck. It's our podcast. We'll do whatever we want.
Yeah, and we're going to keep
fucking shit. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, fuck them, dude.
That's what I got.
All right, sick. Okay, I'm going to end recordings.